Right, let's see how to do this question. We have been told the midpoint of AC is y. So how do we show that data on the figure? So midpoint of AC is y. So what does that mean? AY has to be equal to YC. AC has been split into two parts at y. So y is the midpoint, then AY is equal to YC. AD is parallel to BC. So how do we mark that? We put arrowheads here. Now what's the requirement? The requirement is to prove that triangle AYD, that's this triangle with a tick, is congruent to triangle CBY, that with a cross. Here it is, okay, Y. Alright, so how do we prove that these two triangles are congruent? So we can say in triangle AYD and triangle CBY, one thing we know is let's first plan what's the statistics we're going to use. Can we use triple S, SSS? No, right? For there's only one pair of S that we know that there's only one pair of S that we know as equal. Nothing about the rest of the sides. So SSS will not work. But I see that AD is parallel to BC. The moment you get to know two lines are parallel, what should come into your mind? Angles related to angles associated with parallel lines. What is one of the key rules you got? One of the key rules you got to know is when the lines are parallel, alternate angles or Z angles are equal. So here we see a Z. Goes like this, goes like this, goes like this. So there's an Z there. So what does that mean? If this is X, this has to be X. Y, alternate angles. When the lines are parallel, alternate angles are equal. Another thing that we can mark is when two lines intersect each other, when two lines cross each other, the angles formed, the vertically opposite angles formed are equal. What does that mean? If this is Q, this has to be Q. So now when you compare the two triangles, we have one pair of equal sides and two pairs of equal angles, which means we can use AAS to prove that these two triangles are congruent. But before you continue with that, just have a look whether the SLs that are equal, are they corresponding sides? How do we check? Where is this in the ticked triangle? Where is the one bar side front of the empty angle, which we haven't marked anything? The cross triangle, where is the one bar side that is also front of the empty angle, which means those two angles are, or rather those two sides are corresponding sides. Just a matter of writing the recording what we spoke all this time. So we're going to use AAS. So let's start with this A angle. Let's start with this angle X. That's an A. So that is angle DAY equals angles BCY. Why? Alternate angles are equal when the lines are parallel. You can simply say AD parallel BC. And so that when the lines are parallel, alternate angles are equal. So you can write the words AD parallel BC and you can say DAY and BCY are alternate angles. Right. Uh, we also have a Q's, that is AYD, angle AYD is equal to angle BYC, vertically opposite angles. AA, then comes the S. We have AY equals YC or CY. Why? Because we have been told Y is the midpoint of AC. So we have proven, so now just a matter of saying triangle AYD congruent to triangle CBY under the condition of AAS. All right, that's it with question A. Then comes question B. Prove that Y is the midpoint of BD. Right, we already know that Y is the midpoint of AC. Remember, just because Y is the midpoint of AC, it doesn't have to be the midpoint of BD. But then how are we going to say, how are we going to prove that Y is the midpoint of BD too? So if we have to prove that Y is the midpoint of BD, we have to prove that DY, let me show DY in blue. Let me use the blue color, this DY. We have to prove that this DY is equal to YB, the green line I'm showing. So I have to prove that the blue line segment is equal to the green line segment. If it is, if they are equal, then Y is the midpoint of BD. All right. Can we prove that blue line is equal to the green line? The blue line segment is equal to the green line segment. Yes, right? How? The blue line segment is a side of triangle ADY. And the green line segment is a side of the cross triangle, that is BCY. And when it comes to the ticked triangle, where is side DY front of X? When it comes to the cross triangle, where is the green color side? That's front of angle X. So what can we say about the blue and the green sides? They are corresponding sides of congruent triangles. So DY and BY are corresponding sides of congruent triangles. Therefore, dy equals by. What's the rule? If the triangles are congruent, their corresponding sides are equal. Not only corresponding sides, if two triangles are equal, they are like identical twins. So all their corresponding elements are equal. Corresponding sides are equal and corresponding angles are equal. Right. So we have proven that dy is equal to by. So if dy is equal to by, it implies that y is the midpoint of BD. All right, that's it.